Hello, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. I'm going to be doing a review today. Something a little different than I've done before. This is the first time I've been back on YouTube doing videos in a couple of years now. And I want to do a review of this. I think this video is coming in like backwards. Sorry about that. I'm not really sure if I can do anything about that. This is Metallica Death Magnetic album. This shirt here at the moment is my favorite Metallica album. I love the songs that they have on here. That Was Just Your Life. The End of the Line. Broken, beat, and scarred. The Day That Never Comes. Yeah. I love the song All Nightmare Long. That is track, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I love that track. Sometimes it's like, I had gotten this CD. I think it was the first time I ever got to hear all these songs. I'd gotten this CD, I'd put it, and I had like listened to it in my car, like as I'm driving, like just whatever, driving to work, driving something to eat, whatever. All Nightmare Long, I love this song. I know some people, when it comes to this album, I mean, All Nightmare Long, I'll like sometimes I'll repeat that track. I love it that much. With how it's like, hunt you down with no mercy, hunt you down all nightmare long. Feel the something on your face. I'm not sure what it says. And be treated or something. And it's like, hunt you down with no mercy, hunt you down all nightmare long. Luck runs out. And your luck runs out, and your luck runs out, and your luck runs out. Luck runs out. Love how it sounds. Just rocks. A lot of energy. I love it. It's like, oh, wow. All right. This is the 9th album by Metallica. This came out in 2008. This is only the second official album to feature Robert Trujillo, who's formerly from Suicidal Tendencies, that band. And I think he's a great bassist. We get James Hetfield doing the lyrics. Vocals and lead guitar. We got Kirk Hammett doing guitar. Lars Ulrich on the drums. Metallica, they have been around since 1981. Their first album, Kill 'Em All, 1983. Their second album, Ride the Lightning, 1984. Their third, Master of Puppets, 1986. And that was the last one to feature their original bassist, Cliff Burton, who tragically died in a bus accident while they were touring back around 1986. Pretty sad. But they then got Jason Newsted shortly after, and they did Injustice for All in 1988. That one, I might review that. I think I might just review all the Metallica albums at some point. I'm thinking of it. I'm not positive, but I'm thinking of it. Depends how I feel. Then they had Metallica, or the Black Album as it's known, in 1991. That one I think is a really good one as well. Then they had Load in 1996. Then they had Reload in 1997. There's a lot of tracks I like on that one as well. Then they had Saint Anger in 2003, which didn't go over. A lot of people don't like. Myself, I'm not really sure if I can say, I wouldn't say I love that album, but I wouldn't say I hate the album. I'd say it's all right. I'm not sure if I've listened to it enough to really say how I feel about it, but I do love that song, Some Kind of Monster. Some Kind of Monster. I love that one. It's a great song. As for the other ones, I'm not really sure. I remember I had it once, listened to it, I think all the way through once, and I just kind of didn't listen to it again. I gave it to somebody who's a friend who I used to hang out with for a while, every so often, because I just didn't really want it anymore. Because at the time, I might want to pick it up again someday. I'm thinking, put it in my car and listen to it for a while and see what I'm thinking. See if my opinion changes on it. Then they had in 2008 they had this Death Magnetic. In terms of other official albums, they had 2016. They had Hardwired to Self Destruct. That one I think is a pretty good album as well. Eventually, I think I'll do like an official ranking video where I rank all the albums, like favorite and least favorite sometime. Might be a little nervous or something. Sorry about that. They also had an album called S&M. Some albums that they had, that were not studio recordings, or well, they were probably studio recordings, but they weren't like official albums. Were like S&M. They had, as well as Garage Inc., which I think was like the late '90s, somewhere after Reload and before Saint Anger. They also had a documentary called Some Kind of Monster, which I have yet to see, but I'd really like to see sometime. I just haven't been able to like find it. It's not available online for free anywhere that I know of. I haven't seen it available online for free. So that's a little like history of Metallica for you. Jason New said he had left the band around 2000 or something, and that was a time when like Metallica was having like a tough time, and like, well, they're going through some stuff, and it's documented in Some Kind of Monster. I know that. Like not Jason, James Hetfield, the lead vocalist singer, he had went into rehab for alcoholism, got cleaned up. They're all married now. They all have wives nowadays, and like at least two of them have kids. James Hetfield, I think he's got a couple of daughters who are probably about around 20 years old now, maybe a little older than that now, I think. Kirk Hammett, he's got a kid. I think he's probably about 16 or 17. Lars Ulrich, I'm not sure if he has any kids. Robert Trujillo, I'm not sure. Back from like the history. The album's Cyanide, that's another good track. I just like all the tracks on here, and some I really love. The Unforgiven 3, I like that one out of the best. I like that one best out of all three Unforgivens that they've had. I'd kind of like to see another one, like the next Unforgiven. I'd love it if it was called Forgiven. Maybe even if James hasn't forgiven himself yet, I'd like it if he has. I don't have any control over that though. That would be pretty cool, just because it's like, forgiven, fourth unforgiven. That would be kind of cool. Or someday when if he finally forgives himself, hopefully someday, because I think that's something that's good for your health, to forgive yourself in some way. The Judas Kiss, it was like that. Suicide and Redemption. No lyrics in this one, but this one is just great in my opinion. I heard it was like pieced together and stuff, and it was really crazy, like getting all pieced together and stuff. But I don't know. I just think it sounds great. It's kind of like the idea of like the second half of like Orion, where that one there doesn't have like really many lyrics at the end of it, or maybe trying to think, like the Call of Cthulhu. I don't think that one has many lyrics. I'm kind of new to a lot of Metallica songs, so some of my facts might not be right on all of it. Then there's My Apocalypse. I mean, I just think they all sound like really good songs on here. I like the one like Broken, Beat, and Scarred. It's like Broken, Beat, and Scarred. This was produced by Rick Rubin, by manufactured by Warner Music Group. It's what the disc looks like right here. It might be coming in backwards. Sorry about that. See, disc looks like. Not sure if you can read that or not. It says like how long each track is. A lot of the tracks are pretty long, but you know, I just think it's so great that it doesn't matter because it doesn't tend to like. I don't find it annoying or anything. And I actually like that the tracks are all real long because just they're all so good. I'm gonna take a look through the booklet here, and I'll show you some stuff in the booklet. I mean, this is what the booklet. It's the first page of the booklet. As like, it's like a grave. It's kind of, I figured out, it's kind of like an open grave if you think about it. It's kind of cool. I kind of wish it actually said Metallica Death Magnetic on here somewhere, but it doesn't. But that's all right. And I think it's like the second page. A little bit there. Third page. I'm just gonna go through it kind of roughly, I guess. Next song that was for All Nightmare Long. I'm a skateboarder, and I like watching like stuff like X Games, and sometimes it's like I watch like different like video parts for different people, and there's like some like skateboarders and BMX riders that can like produce like heavy, like really heavy parts. All Nightmare Long, I would love to see somebody like, I think I'd love to see somebody have that song in the video part. I think some people who could do that song justice do like a heavy enough video part for skateboarding or BMX would be definitely a guy like Colt Fake on a BMX bike. I mean, you don't even have to know anything about BMX freestyle or just BMX in general to know that this guy has some guts, and like, I mean, some of the stuff he does, like, said to be like stuntman-esque. I mean, this guy has a lot of guts. I mean, he could probably put together a video part that's good enough that would like be like do this song justice. Or maybe Aaron Jaws Homoki on a skateboard. That guy is amazing on a skateboard. He's kind of like Colt Fake on a BMX bike. I mean, drops and gaps and stuff he does, it's just amazing. It's like, wonder like how is his body like able to hold up after that, or like something. It's pretty crazy. Or maybe Nigel Houston, who actually did a video part about 4 years ago when he had Fade to Black as his song, and it did it justice because he's just that good of a skater, and he can do like he did a lot of big stuff in his video part, which was pretty cool. I don't really remember the video part too well because I haven't seen it in a little while, but like those are a few skaters. Out of that, or like anybody who does like, no, I'm thinking like if somebody were to do like a street part, like a heavy street part, maybe it's like you see him doing different spots, and it's like you have to sometimes like go like move to different spots pretty fast in there sometimes, because sometimes like cops might be on their way or something, like they might want to kick you out or something, because they might just not understand skateboarding or BMX too much, and like might say like something like that, or like just anybody who's gonna do like a heavy vert part, or like like a big air part, maybe like Elliot Sloan or something. He actually I think he is possibly jammed with Metallica, and he has like a while back he had a band. He was in a band called The Stranded. Um, that guy, he's the defending gold medalist in skateboard big air this year. Great skater. Um, I really like to, yeah, and like Metallica, they actually played at X Games a few years ago. They played like a live concert. I don't think I've actually seen the live concert like online. It might be available still. They had like their music with like an intro with Fuel. They had Fuel, like like song Fuel from Reload. They had that with like all kinds of highlights of X Games from all some of the best highlights. Like they showed like Tony Hawk's first 900 and Matt Hoffman's like No Handed Nine in 2002, and they showed like just all kinds of crazy stuff, and it just went together like so well with the music because it was like heavy music, heavy like metal music with like heavy skateboarding, BMX, Moto X freestyle, maybe some rally car racing in there. When they had rally car racing in there from like '06 to 2015, I think it was, and they still have like a little bit of rally in it still. I mean, like, then they had Wherever I May Roam as the closeout video. It was like, oh man, it was like awesomeness. It was like, all right. I love seeing like heavy music like that for like an outro to X Games or an intro to X Games, whereas Metallica or just Linkin Park, something. I'm a fan of Linkin Park as well. I like some stuff from Green Day. There's this page right here. It's like the whole booklet and everything. This one. My fingers might be in the way, sorry about that. It's the end of the line. So, The Unforgiven 3. Judas Kiss. Picture of all the band members. There's James Hetfield. Then there's Lars Ulrich right there. Kirk Hammett. And their new bassist they've had since around 03, Rob Trujillo, right there. So a picture right here, and then here's the back of it. Some information here. Pretty simple looking cover and stuff. Maybe a little more complex booklet. I like the logos they have on it. How they have the D and the C and the font and stuff like that. What I would rate this, say, from 1 to 10, what I would rate this, 1 being the best in terms of how I'd rate the album, and 10 being the least best. At the moment, I'm going to give this a 10 at the moment. I just love this album. I know like some people like might think it's kind of strange because it's one of the newer albums. But maybe it has something to do with the fact that I'm only 25 years old. Maybe that has something to do with it. The moment I got Kill 'Em All in my car, as well as Ride the Lightning, so I'll be listening to those. I was listening to like a lot of the other ones. I plan on doing reviews on them. Like to do more reviews on them. I might do some more James Bond reviews at some point. I'll get back to that, like reviewing like some of my favorite Bond films. But I think that'll be it for this review right here. So if you like to comment, like, subscribe, that'd be cool. I'm wearing a Mountain Dew t-shirt, in case you're wondering what that said. Yeah, try to stop this video. Bye.